Hello everyone, welcome. I will be breaking down UFC Fight Night Jared Cannonier taking on Gregory Rodrigues. Prior to breaking down this card, I have no idea who the favorites or underdogs are. I will be breaking down these matchups based on skill sets, so that way there is no bias on who I believe would win. First fight of the night is going to be between Julia Avila taking on Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Avila 9-3 is an American mixed martial artist known for her aggressive fighting style. She has secured victories over notable opponents such as Pani Kianzad, Gina Mazane, and Julia Storienko. In her most recent bout on December 2nd, 2023, she faced former UFC champion Miesha Tate and lost via a face crank submission in the third round. Cavalcanti, on the other hand, is 8-1. He's a rising star in the bantamweight division. Since joining the UFC in 2023, she has achieved 3 consecutive victories by decision against Zara Fern, Josiah Nunes, and Nora Carnol. Her most recent win was a split decision over Carnol on September 28, 2024. This should have been a unanimous decision in my opinion, but UFC judging strikes again. Cavalcanti has the momentum on her side. She's the younger fighter by significant amount and better striker. In my opinion, Julia Avila is just here for a paycheck. Cavalcanti would be able to maintain distance and capitalize on counter-striking opportunities. Julia has been out for over a year. Cavalcanti to win is the pick and bet. Next fight is going to take place in the heavyweight division between Valter Walker taking on Dontel Mays. Walker holds a professional MMA record of 12 wins and 1 loss. In his most recent fight on August 17, 2024 at UFC 305, he secured a first-round submission victory via heel hook against Junior Tafa, starting his UFC journey in a loss to Lucas Brzeski, where I thought he did enough to win a split decision. His cardio gave out, so optically it seemed like he lost the edge. Mays has a professional record of 11 wins, 7 losses, and 1 no contest. His last bout occurred on August 3rd, 2024 at UFC on ABC 7, where he lost by unanimous decision to Shamil Gaziev. This loss has aged so well as Gaziev just recently knocked out Thomas Peterson. This shows how durable Dontel Mays is, and his win against Kyle Machado has aged poorly, as Machado is yet to get a win since coming off a decision victory in his Dana White Contender Series fight. This is an interesting fight as both fighters have contrasting styles. Walker has demonstrated a strong grappling game, as evident by his recent submission win. Mays, on the other hand, has showcased both striking and grappling abilities throughout his career. The outcome of this fight may hinge on Walker's ability to bring the fight to the ground and utilize his submission skills versus Mays' capacity to maintain and keep the fight standing, thus leveraging his striking advantage. My pick for this fight is Valter Walker to defeat Dontel Mays and improve his record to 13 wins. Third fight of the night is in the bantamweight division between Vince Morales taking on Elijah Smith. Morales holds a professional MMA record of 16 wins and 8 losses, standing at 5'7" with a reach of 70 inches. He has been a part of the UFC since 2018, got caught in 2022 after getting 5 losses and 3 wins in his 8 UFC fights, stringing 5 wins with 4 fights outside the promotion, and him another contract to the UFC for his second run in the promotion. His UFC tenure includes victories over opponents like Gregory Rodrigues and Louis Smoker, who have since been cut from the UFC. In his most recent bout on September 20, 2024, Morales faced Taylor Lapoulos and lost via unanimous decision. So a loss here may force him out of the UFC. Smith enters this fight with a professional record of 7 wins and 1 loss. At 5'9" with a 71-inch reach, he will be making his UFC debut in this matchup. Smith has garnered attention for his performances on the regional circuit, showcasing a well-rounded skill set. This bout marks a significant step up in competition for him, since coming from a dominating victory against city kickboxing athlete Aaron Tao, who is looking to join his friend Anuka in the promotion. Morales brings a wealth of UFC experience and has faced a higher caliber of opponents. His striking is technical and has demonstrated resilience in his fight. Smith, while less experienced at the UFC level, has shown promise with his versatility and athleticism. If Morales can dictate the pace and utilize his technical striking, he may find success. I believe Smith can capitalize on his physical advantages and keep Morales on the back foot, earning him his first UFC victory. Next fight of the night is in the welterweight division between Gabriel Bonfim taking on Khaos Williams. Bonfim holds a professional MMA record of 16 wins and 1 loss, standing at 6'1" with a reach of 73 inches. He has demonstrated a well-rounded skill set with a mix of knockouts and submissions in his victories. His most recent win against Angelusa is a tune-up fight, coming off a TKO loss against Nicolas Dalby, who has proven to be a gatekeeper and litmus test for the fighters looking to get into the top 15. Williams has a professional record of 15 wins and 3 losses, standing at 6 foot with a reach of 77 inches. He is known for his striking power, with several knockouts in his career. His most recent fight was on May 18, 2024 at UFC Fight Night 241, where he secured a knockout victory over Castinaris. Harris was also knocked out in his last fight against Santiago Ponzinibbio. Seems like his chin is done and needs to avoid powerful punches. Bonfim's rich advantage and diverse skill sets may allow him control the distance and dictate the pace of the fight. Williams' power and slightly longer reach would pose significant challenges if he can close the distance and land effectively. My pick is for Gabriel Bonfim to win. Fight not to go the distance is a very good bet. I think Bonfim isn't taking any chances and would look to wrestle all round for as long as it lasts. I would be leaning towards submission for Gabriel, but Khaos has a good chance to land a knockout. Next fight is between Rafael Estevam taking on Jesus Aguilar. Estevam has an undefeated professional record of 12 wins and no losses, standing at 5'8" with a reach of 69 inches. He holds a height advantage and reach also over Aguilar. Estevam's most recent victory was against Charles Johnson on November 18, 2023, where he secured a unanimous decision win. As we know, Charles Johnson is a very good, well-rounded fighter and has been a gatekeeper to new prospects entering the UFC. Aguilar comes into this fight with a professional record of 11 wins, 2 losses, standing at 5'4", reach of 62.5 inches. He is the shorter fighter and has the reach disadvantage compared to Estevam. Aguilar's last fight was in February 2024, where he earned a split decision victory over Mateus Mendoca. Aguilar is a real guillotine specialist in the division. He was able to submit Stewart Nicole, Edgar Shirez, Jamie Alvarez, and a lot more with this exact submission. Estevam will be looking to take this fight to the ground, just like all his other fights, but I think he's able to bypass the guillotine attempts from Aguilar and earn a TKO victory from ground and pound. Submission is also likely since he is a BJJ black belt. Fight not to go the distance can be a very good bet in this matchup. Decision is also likely, but I don't think Aguilar has the cardio. Rafael Estevam money line would be the bet. Next fight closing out the prelims is in the women's strawweight division with Angela Hill taking on Ketlen Souza. Hill holds a professional MMA record of 17 wins and 14 losses, standing at 5'3". She is known for her multi-striking throughout her career. Hill has faced top-tier competition in the strawweight division. Her fighting style is characterized by high volume striking and durability, defeating prospects in Luana Pinheiro, Denise Gomez, Emily Ducote, Lupi Godinez, Loma Lukbumi, and many others. Any strawweight female fighter looking to make it to the top 10 would have to be prepared to go through Angela Hill, as she is looking to bounce back from a unanimous decision loss to Tabata Ricci in a fight I believe to have been a split decision loss, as it was closer than the judges called. Souza has a professional record of 15 wins and 4 losses, also standing at 5'3". She is recognized for her boxing prowess. Souza has a demonstrated significant striking accuracy and ground control in her fight. Her most recent performances have showcased her ability to adapt and implement effective game plans against various opponents. Coming off a submission victory against Yasmin Uruguay, where she landed a powerful punch, then went straight for the submission at UFC Noche. Hill's multi-approach emphasizes clinch work, elbows and knees, while Souza boxing focuses on crisp punches and head movement. Hill's experience against high-level competition could provide her with strategic advantages. particularly in managing fight pace and utilizing a diverse striking arsenal. Souza's striking accuracy and ground control suggests she may be looking to capitalize on any opening in Hill's defense, potentially mixing in takedowns to disrupt Hill's rhythm. In this fight, I will be taking Ketlen Souza to win by decision, as I think she will be able to land the more damaging strikes, have the bigger moments as well. Hill is also 40 years old with a lot of mileage, as most of her fights typically goes all allocated rounds, so I'll be taking Ketlen Souza to win this fight. The bet would be Ketlen Souza moneyline. Opening up the main card is New England cartel fighter Conor Matthews taking on a prospect in Youssef Delgado. Conor Matthews holds a professional MMA record of 7 wins and 2 losses, standing at 5'8" with a 71-inch reach, has demonstrated a well-rounded skill set in his fights. His most recent bout was in March 2024, where he suffered a third-round TKO loss to Dennis Bazooka via heel hook to hammer fists. Delgado entered this fight with a professional record of 8 wins and 1 loss, standing at 5'11" with a reach of 73 inches. He holds a height and reach advantage over Matthews. Making a UFC debut is difficult, as fighters tend to have a nervous energy with a potential chance of encountering an adrenaline dump in the first round if they are unable to find their timing. Youssef Delgado has only been to a third round once, which he lost, with all his wins coming inside the distance. Cardio is important to thrive in the UFC. To have the ability to finish fights inside the distance and also go all given rounds is key to attain success at the UFC level, as all fighters on the roster are skilled and talented enough to fight at a steady high pace. Delgado's height and reach advantage may allow him to control the distance and utilize the striking effectively. Matthews, known for his well-rounded game, might look to close the distance, employ grappling and neutralize Delgado's reach. I'll be taking Conor Matthews to win. I believe he'll be able to implement a pressure-heavy game plan to counteract Delgado's reach and striking, while Delgado may be able to aim to maintain range and leverage his physical advantages. So Conor Matthews would be the pick. Next fight in the middleweight division is between Rodolfo Vieira taking on Andre Petroski. Rodolfo Vieira is known for his exceptional Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu credentials, having secured multiple world championships before transitioning to mixed martial arts. In MMA, he has demonstrated challenging grappling skills, with majority of his victories coming via submission. His striking is continuously evolving, but luckily in this fight, Andre Petroski's striking isn't good either. So this fight will be between two elites showcasing their ground game, with Andre having the better top control, but Rodolfo looking for sweeps and submission. Petroski is recognized for his wrestling background and has showcased a well-rounded skill set in his MMA career, but lackluster pure striking. He has secured victories through both knockouts and submissions, indicating versatility in his approach. Petroski's conditioning and pressure have been essential in his performances, often overwhelming opponents with his relentless pace. Petroski might possess a slight advantage due to his striking power and aggression. However, Vieira's improving stand-up game cannot be underestimated, as his ability to pull guard or initiate takedowns could neutralize Petroski's striking. In this fight, I'll be taking Rodolfo to come out with a victory. Lately, Andre Petroski has been grinding out decision wins, even in fights where he should have finished Dylan Budka and Josh Friend. I don't think Petroski would have the luxury to do that against Rodolfo, as all Vieira's wins have been by way of finish. I think Vieira wins this fight by submission. Next fight is in the lightweight division between Ismael Bonfim taking on Nazim Sadykhov. Bonfim holds a professional MMA record of 20 wins and 4 losses, standing at 5'8" with a reach of 71.5 inches. He has demonstrated a well-rounded skill set with 65% finish rate in his victories. His last fight was on May 2024, where he secured a win over agent vet Invich Pichel, where he dominated the fight by unanimous decision, giving him momentum heading to this fight since losing to Benoit Saint-Denis by submission. Sadykhov enters this bout with a professional record of 9 wins, 1 loss and a draw. At 5'10" with a reach of 69 inches, he holds a slight height advantage, but a reach disadvantage compared to Bonfim. His most recent fight took place on November 2024 at Madison Square Garden, resulting in a draw against Vlashev Boshev. The expectation of that fight was Nazim to grapple, which is the weak point of Boshev, but ultimately got outstruck badly. Bonfim's reach advantage may allow him to effectively utilize his striking, while Sadykhov's height could aid him in clinching and grappling exchanges. Bonfim's well-rounded game and higher finish rate suggests he may look to keep the fight standing, leveraging his reach to land significant strikes. Sadykhov, known for his resilience, might aim to close the distance, utilize his wrestling and control the fight on the ground. I believe Ismael Bonfim would be able to win the fight. Ismael Bonfim money line is the best bet to make. Side call is fight to go the distance, and over 2.5 rounds are ultimately good bet. Next fight is in the middleweight division between Edmen and Shahbazyan taking on Budka. Shahbazyan, known as the Golden Boy, holds a professional MMA record of 13 wins and 5 losses, standing at 6'3" with a reach of 74 inches. He has showcased notable striking abilities, with several victories coming via knockout. However, he has faced challenges in his recent bout, including a submission loss to Jared Mershat on August 2024. Budka enters this fight with a professional record of 7 wins and 4 losses, at 6 foot tall, sharing the same reach at 74 inches. He is known for his aggressive fighting style with resilience inside the octagon, losing 2 straight fights in his official UFC appearances, which a loss here could lead to him being cut from the promotion. Shahbazyan's height advantage and striking proficiency may allow him to control the distance and dictate the pace of the fight. His experience against higher level competition could also provide him with strategic insights. Budka's aggressive approach might lead him to close the distance, utilizing clinch walk or takedowns to neutralize Shahbazyan's striking advantage. In this matchup, the loser gets caught. Edmen trains at the better gym, Extreme Couture, and has been able to get rounds with higher caliber fighters like Sean Strickland. I believe fight not to go the distance. Under 2.5 looks very solid in this fight, as Edmen is susceptible to getting submitted and Dylan can also be knocked out. I think Edmen is able to get a knockout in this fight, potentially saving his career as a UFC athlete. Next fight is the co-main event of the evening. This is between Cavalcanti taking on Youssef Zalal. Cavalcanti is known for his boxing heavy style with solid fundamentals, excellent footwork and power in his hands. He's a strong striker who controls the distance well, and ability to land precise combination makes him dangerous in the striking exchanges. He's known to show resilience in his past fights, making him tough to finish. Grappling is his weakness, which Aljamain Sterling was able to exploit in his last fight. Youssef Zalal, on the other hand, is a more dynamic, movement-based fighter with great understanding of pace and distance. His strengths lie in kicks and overall speed, making him effective in controlling the range and scoring points with leg kicks, body kicks, and sharp jabs. He's also well versed in the grappling game, showing his ability to scramble and walk submissions if needed. Kattar would likely press forward, trying to corner Zalal and land heavy strikes, while Zalal would use his footwork to stay on the outside and pick his shots, possibly looking to mix in wrestling or clinch work. I believe Zalal would find the timing and land a couple takedowns on Calvin. I believe he would also try to work a couple submission attempts and hope to stay on the back for a rear naked choke. I see this fight going all 3 rounds, with Youssef Zalal able to win by decision. In the final fight and main event of this Apex card, Cannonier looking to bounce back with a win against Gregory Rodrigues. Cannonier is known for his heavy hands and knockout power. He has a background in kickboxing and boxing, and he tends to rely on his striking to get the job done. His most dangerous weapons are his right hand and the ability to change levels with powerful leg kicks. While he's a bigger puncher, he also shows patience, waiting for the right openings to land his strikes. He is comfortable with fighting at range and closing the distance when necessary. His fight IQ allows him to manage his pace and avoid unnecessary risks. Cannonier's takedown defense has been solid, and he doesn't get taken down easily. While not a dominant grappler, he's capable of defending takedowns and walking back to his feet when needed. He may also slow down as the fight goes on, but his power is always a threat. This is evident in his last fight against Imavov, who recently defeated Israel Adesanya by TKO. Gregory Rodrigues, on the other hand, is an aggressive, action-forward fighter who loves to exchange in the pocket. He's not afraid to take risks in order to land heavy strikes. His striking has a lot of power, and he throws with bad intentions, looking for a knockout. He's also comfortable brawling up close and clinching, where he can land some hard elbows. Rodrigues is a well-rounded fighter with solid jiu-jitsu. He's dangerous on the ground, both from top position and well walking off his back. If he's able to close the distance and get the fight to the floor, he can be very dangerous with submissions. He has shown the ability to mix in takedowns, especially when his opponent starts to back up. While Rodrigues has good cardio with high pressure, aggressive style, he can also fatigue as the fight wears on. Still, is able to maintain his pace in most of his fights. Cannonier's power and technical striking could be key to victory here, but Rodrigues' pressure and grappling game makes him a very dangerous opponent. If Rodrigues can close the distance, avoid getting caught with a big shot, and take the fight to the ground, he could have success. However, if the fight remains standing, Cannonier's knockout power would give him a significant edge. I don't think this fight goes the distance. Fight not to go the distance would be the bet. Under 3.5 is what is sprinkled. I believe Gregory Rodrigues has the momentum on his side and has shown the ability to not give up. He is constantly training and would look bigger against Jared Cannonier come fight night. I will be taking Gregory Rodrigues to win moneyline by TKO is the side call. If you have stayed this far, thank you very much. Please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. There's a lot put on to create these videos. Kindly like, share to those who would find it useful. Comment your picks and what you would think, and I will see you all in the next video.